What if TSAREENA was in Gen 1 OU? I'm just gonna go into the moveset right away because this one is really interesting because it is a grass type and it has the move High Jump Kick. Now, I know a lot of you are probably like, wait, High Jump Kick? Is that in Gen 1? Yes, believe it or not, it actually is in Gen 1. Back then, it was 85 base power and the recoil was really not bad at all. I'm not joking when I say it was only 1 point of recoil if you missed it. Now that seems pretty good, doesn't it? The reason why you've never heard of it in Gen 1 is because only Hitmonlee has it. And Hitmonlee has a special of 35, I'm pretty sure. And it has no way of hitting ghosts, I'm pretty sure. Hitting ghost types, yeah. So that's really unfortunate for Hitmonlee. But TSAREENA is a very different Pokemon. Obviously, being a grass type, it's going to have different traits, and one of them is going to be access to Razor Leaf, which because of how fast it is with 72 speed, it pretty much crits the entire time. I'm not sure if it's always guaranteed like Persian, but if it's not, it's pretty dang close. Now, this is kind of where it gets a little weird, because outside these two pretty good moves, you might even say great, that's where it kind of starts to fall a little bit. Because there's a light screen here. It has Reflect and Rest, which maybe, but I don't think it has enough longevity for Rest. And it already has base 98 defense, so it's already good enough. But because of how it works with Gen 1, or it'll say it has a 50 special, but according to one of my commenters, apparently the way it works in Showdown is it's so used to the special defense for newer Pokemon, which I didn't know about. And I know there's a way to work with custom servers where you can change it, which I'm not exactly sure how. If you guys let me know how to do that, let me know. That way I can be more accurate with these, because I just want to be as accurate as possible. But either way, let's just assume it just uses base 50 special, because that's what it at least shows here. It's going to be pretty lacking, and even if it's base 98 special, well, that makes his Razor Leaf a lot better, so that's good. But also, you probably would prefer Light Screen anyways, because special moves are probably a bigger threat. Not so much Thunderbolt or Surf, but I think just for Psychic and Light Screen alone, you want to be able to tank those a lot better. So what do you do for the last move? I guess you could use dual screens if you wanted to. Toxic is pretty useless. Double Team is banned. So Will Sweep, or no, not Will Kick. If it had, well, even if it did have Will Kick, it has High Jump Kick, so there's no need. So that's why I think the last move used is Stomp, which is weird, but I genuinely don't see anything else on here, unless I just can't read. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing else here. So yeah, there's Stomp. And with base 72 speed, you can outspeed some stuff. You outspeed Executor, Chansey, Snorlax. You barely outspeed Cloyster. So you might be able to get some flinches off. But, yeah, could be better. But you just don't have anything else. Which doesn't really matter. Because, or maybe that's the case, maybe you do just use dual screens. Because why not at this point? It's up to you, up to personal preference. The only real moves you really need is Razor Leaf and High Jump Kick anyways. And yeah, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, not being a fighting type means that you don't get stabbed with your High Jump Kick, but it's still a pretty valuable move to have. And Razor Leaf, I think depending on the Pokemon, it might do more damage if the Pokemon ever uses Reflect. Obviously, Razor Leaf will probably do more. But against some Pokemon, let's say the water types or Rhydon, it's pretty huge, especially since it's always gonna get a crit. But let's just get some of the replays, shall we? How exactly does TSAREENA do against some of the best Pokemon in the game? Starting off with Tauros. Blizzard 3-hit KOs you, but High Jump Kick also 3-hit KOs Tauros. So it's pretty even, I would say. Um, it might make it look like it's in Tauros' favor, and it probably is, because yeah, you have a chance to freeze, but Blizzard is less accurate and than High Jump Kick, so it can go either way. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, pretty good. Even if, like, you do bad there, you can just revenge kill it with your own Tauros. And Snorlax is kind of weird. Reflect, you just have a very hard time hitting it, and then obviously with Amnesias, like, Snorlax will eventually just kill you. Though in widescreen, you can prolong the inevitable a little bit. But if they have Rest, you just can't kill it. At least with Reflect. But with other sets, like, let's say, like, Hyper, like, Offense with, like, Body Slam, Hyper Ring, Self-Destruct, you're probably fine. Although, I'm not sure if you can really tank a Hyper Beam, or definitely not a Self-Destruct. But it can go either way. It's like, I would say it's mostly an even matchup. Snorlax being bulky definitely makes it annoying. But depending on the set, they just might not be able to do anything to you. Or you can just easily revenge kill it, which is pretty good. And then against Chansey, yeah, you 2-hit KO Chansey. Probably doesn't surprise you. But Thunder Wave and then Ice Beam are just still pretty annoying. So you either, like, just want to, like, revenge kill Chansey, or, like, no, that might be your only option, actually. Because Chansey can just, like, heal, and then, like heal and stall with Paralysis, Soft Boil, and God forbid it has Reflect. I don't see Reflect as much anymore, but it's still obviously, pretty good on Chansey and really annoying. And this one surprised me against Cloyster. You just flat out 2-hit KO'd with Razor Leaf. And like I said, Cloyster's base 70 speed, your base 72. You barely outspeed it, but that is good enough for Gen 1. They can clamp you, they'll be wasting their time. So ironically, yeah, TSAREENA's like a pretty good switch into Cloyster. And then Cloyster, like, it just gets threaded with Razor Leaf. I'm not sure how much, like, Clamp does. Like, I'm pretty sure even with, like, enough chip damage, it won't actually, like, it won't be able to kill you with Blizzard afterwards. But I'm not sure. But still, like, a much better matchup than I was expecting. This one, on the other hand, doesn't really surprise me that much. You just can't really do much to Jinx, and Jinx just kills you with Blizzard. Unfortunate. So, I was pretty shocked with the Landorus video. But I think now, I'm just slowly accepting that Jinx is a Pokemon that sometimes, like, will have to be put in the unwinnable tier. Which is pretty funny. But, yeah, this is how it is. And to no one's surprise, you have a good matchup against Jolteon. Jolteon just doesn't have the capability to really hurt you. Like, it can help for crits. It won't, like, do that much. And if you're weird, you use Pin Missile on your Jolteon. But even then, Pin Missile is like a very weird move, or weak move. And then, not only is it very weak, but to make things even worse, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I just 15 base power, and then TSAREENA's like 90 height defense, it can just tank it very easily. So, yeah, it walls Jolteon pretty easily. Probably not Zapdos, you probably just die to, like, Drill Peck. You don't really have any ways to, like, really hurt it, other than, like, Stomp, which, since Zapdos is faster, you don't even get a chance to flinch it, which is unfortunate. And this one shouldn't surprise anyone either, you just one-shot right on. So, yeah, if you don't like water or, like, ground type, TSAREENA's pretty good. Although I will say, based on what I've seen, I don't think it's superior to Victory Bell. Like, sure, having a good, like, fighting coverage against, normal types that are, like, already, like, whittled down is, like, pretty good. But I think, Victory Bell's access to, like, let's say, Wrap, as well as, like, Sweet Powder, is just overall better. And has higher special as well. But even then, with just 50 base special, it 2-hit KOs, Slowbro. And it might tank Surfs better. Or I think with widescreen, just flat out does. So, even though I think Victory Bell would be better, these two definitely have their own niches. So, like, there's legitimate arguments to use one over the other. And then for Starmie, it 2-hit KOs you with Blizzard, but you 2-hit KO it back. So yeah, it can paralyze you, try to stall with, like, Recover and Thunder Wave. And if it does, it can probably outlast you. But also, not even all versions of Starmie use, like, Blizzard. If they only have, like, Surf, or, like, let's say, Thunderbolt, or Psychic, you have a much better chance of, like, taking the Starmie out. So, here is the list. We just have to wait a few seconds. One of the things I do want to change, though, because I believe I put Charles in bad matchup. And no, it's in quickly either way. Kind of leaning towards maybe putting Snorlax in bad matchups, but I'll just put it there for now. It's probably quickly either way, but there's like nothing in bad matchups. I just don't like seeing that. My OCD just cannot handle it. But yeah, weird like distribution. Like a lot of stuff just checks you pretty easily, but also like the stuff that like you do counter is like it's a decent amount of Pokemon, and like all of them are like relatively similar to each other. So TSAREENA, I think I'm not convinced it would be an OU, because if Victory Bell does have a take to like stay in OU, I don't think TSAREENA probably does either. However, it would have a legitimate role in Gen 1. And if you wanted to use it, it would be great. I think it just depends on your team. If your team's like really weak to water, or like let's say you want like Zap is like a main win condition, so you just get a ride on, use TSAREENA. And the cool thing about TSAREENA actually is that it technically can threaten things with the physical and special side. Double Kick can probably take and might cripple a lot of the physical attackers, and then Razor Leaf you can use just for good consistent damage. So yeah, it's not that bad. It's pretty interesting. But what do you think? Is there anything I missed? Can you please tell me how to make your own custom servers? Because if so, I would like to do that. Not only to just make the videos more accurate, but also so that way I can actually choose which Pokemon's special defense and special attack are used for videos. Because I don't just because for all these videos so far, I've only based it off what their special attack is. And sometimes that makes it boring, and other times like it either makes it very unfortunate or just makes it a little too broken. And I would like to see that change. Like, if I can go between them to see what would be most interesting, I would appreciate it. If you know how to do that, let me know. But until next time, this is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.